Hi guys, so today's video, as you can see by the title, is how I highlight and I contour my face. This is just a step that I like to do within my general routine. You don't have to do it. It is optional because that's the beauty of makeup. And I am going to show you how I highlight and contour my face, and I'm going to show you the things that I use. A lot of girls don't really necessarily understand why people highlight and contour. If they want to try and highlight and contour, then I hope that this video does you justice, and you can get some ideas on how to do it and stuff like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and just straight away just jump into it. So as you can see, I've got my eye makeup done and my eyebrows are done. I've already done a tutorial on how I fill in my brows if you wish to check that out. And I also have my foundation done and just a little bit of concealer because I'm kind of like, growing things. So now I'm just going to highlight and contour and finish off the rest of my face. So I am just going to take a bubble and put the front of my hair up because I've got a side part in my hair does my head in, so I'm just going to put that back. No particular fashion, just tying it up. Okay, so the first thing that I like to do in this step is I like to use concealers. Now, I use a concealer for highlighting and a concealer for contouring. You don't necessarily have to use concealers to do the highlight and contour. You can just go straight into the powders, which I'll show you the powders that I like to use. However, I am going to contour and highlight with concealers. So the first thing I'm going to use is the Rimmel Wake Me Up, and this is in Ivory. The best tip that I can give you is if you get a concealer that is lighter than your actual skin, like foundation skin colour thing. I chose Ivory because my skin type is actually, my skin foundation colour, makes sense Liz, is nude. So Ivory is really, really good. This comes with a little applicator like that, and the places that I am going to highlight are underneath my eyes. And now the reason because of that is because this bit here will go a little bit lighter and it will stand out more, and your eyes will stand out a lot more than probably what it is now. I'm going to do just here as well to highlight, because I've got quite a big FOD when I have my head back, when I have my hair back, I want to try and like bring a little bit forward and a little bit back. That makes no sense to you at the moment, but it will do. And I'm going to do down the centre of my nose. Now, as you can see here, my nose is actually quite big and quite bulky, and that is because I have actually broken my nose. Yay! And then I'm going to highlight my chin as well. So I am going to put a bit around here, bring it down a little bit, and then do the same for the other side. And I probably look really weird now. And then just down there, and then as I said, a little bit on the forehead here, and then down the centre of my nose. I don't always do my nose, but obviously for this video I'm going to, because you can change your nose shape. Now, while I'm looking a bit weird, you gotta blend this in. Otherwise, going out like this, you're going to look grey. So you can use your fingers if you wish to. Use a beauty blender, you can use a brush, you can use anything really that'll blend it in. I'm going to use a pointy foundation brush by Real Techniques, and this is just like a really pointy brush that can actually get into your eyes, like so. So I'm just going to pat away all of that. And as I said before, you don't have to do this step. It's just that I like to I like to do it. The best time to actually, like, you know, experiment with makeup and things is like when you're either with your friends or you're on your own and you're doing that thing where you go, I'm really bored. Just get some makeup and just have a practice and, you know, just have a play about. Oh yay, the ice cream man's out. Okay, so now I have blended that in, and I'm sorry if you can hear the ice cream van, but it is really, really warm, and I am like baking. Okay, so that is that done. Now, apart from looking a bit shiny, my face has actually come out a little bit, I hope. And once you've done that, if you're not completely happy with it, you can always go in with another one, with another like layer of it, and you can build it up. It is obviously buildable and things, so you can do that. But I'm happy with that. So I'm going to go straight on to my contour. And the contour colour that I use is probably 2 or 3 full shades darker, which is actually this one, which I've hit mega pan on, but there is still some there. Go with a darker shade. It's up to you how darker you go, but the darker I think is the better. So this palette here, I use this one for contour, and this one here, is my highlight. So it just depends on which one you want to use. I use an angle brush for this step. This is just a foundation brush by Real Techniques, but I use an angle brush to actually get into the hollows of my cheeks and all the rest of it. And a lot of people are like, well, how do you find the hollows of your cheeks? How do you know where to contour? You don't actually know until you do it. But one thing that I will tell you is how to actually get the hollows of your cheeks. There are 2 ways of actually doing this. One, you can suck in your cheeks, like that, and you will get the line. You will get the line that you need, or you can actually use a brush. This is any type of brush, it's not just necessarily the one that you're going to use, but if you put the brush here where your hairline ends and your like earlobes start, go right the way to the bottom of the mouth, and that is where you're supposed to contour. So you contour that bit. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get my dark shade, wiggle it, wiggle it, wiggle it, wiggle it around in there, and then I'm going to draw a line there like that, draw one there like that, and then with this brush I'm going to do my forehead, because as you can see I have a big forehead, and the beauty of this all contouring is to make it darker. So what I'm going to do now is, I'm obviously not going to leave it like that, I'm just going to blend this down. Like so. And if these lines are too dark for you, then you can always go in with a cleaner brush. Would help if I actually had my mirror. You could go in with a cleaner brush and you could just like blend it all down like so. And I'm really sorry guys if you can hear that dog. That's downstairs' dog, because he doesn't like taking his dog out. Okay, now what else you can do is you can make an arch into your chin, which I don't necessarily do, and you can do your nose, which I don't do, but I'm going to do it anyway. So I'm just going to take like a really small like brush. I'm just going to get some of that foundation onto the brush, the darker foundation, and then I'm going to go down my nose. Just gonna use my mirror, that would be good, Liz. I'm just gonna go down the side of my nose like that, and you can see straight away that the shape of this has changed, and I'm just gonna do like a little point to make my nose a little bit more pointy. Like that. There we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just blend that in, because that looks really weird. I don't normally do my nose, but I can bend a few rules for you guys, because that's what this one's all about. Learning. There we go. So you can see that my nose actually looks smaller, and where we highlighted before is actually bringing my nose out a little bit, because the way that it does change your face shape is that the darker shades make it look a lot slimmer. So it's like putting on like black jeans to make your bum look smaller, or if you're having like a really good butt day, then you put white on to make your bum look a little bit bigger. And that is basically what highlighting and contour is doing. The contour will actually slim your face, whereas the highlighted areas will bring your face out to make it look a lot more slimmer. And that's why I do it. So anyway, after doing all of that and you're happy with it, if you need to, just get, you know, a clean brush, blend bits out if you need to, you know. You don't have to blend them out if you like the harsh lines. But what I do recommend that you do is that you set it with a powder. This is the Rimmel Stay Matte powder. Just a normal like powder brush, any brush that you do your powder with. And instead of rubbing it, because you're going to move everything that we've done, pat it on. Because you don't want your contour and your highlight to actually move, but you don't want it to, like, you know, melt away in the sun either. A lot of people like to do their jawline as well, so they would contour down here around the chin and then down the neck here to make that appear like slimmer. Obviously I don't like to do that, because having too much on my neck really doesn't do me, and I feel like I'm suffocated and things. I don't even like wearing like polo jumpers anymore, because I just get too frustrated with it. So now that we have done our concealers and everything, if you didn't want to do the concealers but you wanted to do the powders, that is absolutely fine. That is obviously up to you. So the powder that the bronzer that I used for my contour is Too True, the brand is called. This is a matte bronzer, and I just use like a contour brush by Real Techniques. If you've seen how I clean my brushes, then you'll know that all of my brushes are Real Technique. But any sort of brush you can use for this one, you know, as always it's up to you guys, but I use this one because it's smaller and it actually gets into the places. So I'm just going to tap that on there, because you don't want to rub it in and then, you know, picking up too much. Then you tap off any excess, because you don't want a lot, and then simply just bronze that on. Again, if this looks really harsh, don't worry about it, because you can always blend it out But basically, if you've done the concealer bit first, then you'll know where to go. Because obviously the concealer will still be there. And if you don't want to do the powder, if you don't want to do the concealer but you just want to do the powder, then the same will apply as like the steps for the concealer. About finding like the hollows of your cheeks and things that I mean. But this is actually showing up different on camera than what it is actually here. Very strange. Now I'm going to do my nose as well, because that is where I had concealed. But obviously I'm using like a dome brush. You don't have to change the brush. If you just pinch it, if you pinch it like that, it goes flat. And then you can just simply tap it in, tap off the excess, and then just do that down the side of the nose, and then you're not going to get it everywhere. I have powder on my fingers. Lovely. So you can just do that there, like that, and then that is the bronzer. Never done my nose. Well, I've done my nose before, but I didn't really like it. So, you know, but it does appear slimmer. And that is what we want with a concealer when you are contouring. Now I'm going to do my highlighter. I actually have 3 different highlighters and I switch between the 3. But for today I thought, well, my eyeshadow is actually brown, so I didn't want to put pink with it. So I've chosen this one, which is like a whitey gold. It doesn't say what it is. It's like a lighter gold. This is actually from Makeup Academy, and it's the Undress Your Skin Shimmer Highlighter. You don't have to use a highlighter to highlight. You can, I have actually got one that is a blusher, and I use that sometimes for highlighting. But I've chosen this one because one swipe down, and that's what it looks like. It's like super, super pigmented. And I've just wiped that on black trousers. So what I'm going to use is I'm going to use a setting brush for this one. But obviously, again, use whichever brush that you want to. I'm just going to use this one because it's small enough to actually get into the bits that I want to get into without it going all over my face. So I'm going to highlight around here, just up here, and then around the other side, move my hair out of the way, around the other side, and then just around here again. And don't know if you can see, you see that? This is like super, super white. I know that NARS does one as well. I don't know what it's called, but apparently I've seen it on a blog somewhere that this one is the dupe for it. I don't know, don't quote me on that, but I've never used NARS, so I wouldn't know. And then down the nose as well, if you can see that highlight there. Cubist bow, because this actually brings your top lip out. And then just here, wherever your little heart desires to put your highlight. With highlighters as well, especially ones like this, and they do like a pinky one, and I think they've done another one as well, but I've not seen it. You can actually go here as well, like underneath like your brow bone and stuff, which gives off a nice little glow to that as well. And I probably got it all over my eyelashes, but don't care. And you can go under there, down the nose, wherever your little heart desires to go. Now what I would normally do is I would put on some sort of blusher. So I'm just gonna put on my blusher with my blusher brush. I'm actually really liking this colour. It's by Helen E. I've never heard of that before, but I got it from 24 Studio. and it's a really, really nice, like, corally pinky colour. Yeah, and it is called In the Pink. So that is that. That is that done. If you are not happy with this, because I know that you can see the contour and you can see the highlight, if you find that once you've put it all on and you're not happy with it, just get like a clean brush, clean fluffiest brush you can find, and I've got one here which is the buffing brush, and just simply sweep. Just sweep. Do not try to not rub it, because otherwise you're going to move everything. But just simply sweep, and there. Now, I'm super happy with this. This is what I normally do when I do highlight and contour. I'm going to take my hair down now. And then obviously you can see it like going into play and stuff. There you go. So I am absolutely super happy with the highlighting and the contour that I have done. So, you know, what they say is practice makes perfect. And I hate my hair. So anyway, I hope this video has somehow inspired you to play with makeup. And I know that I absolutely love playing with makeup. I hope it has inspired you. I will put a link to the contour palette, because I do talk about it quite a lot. It's all over my Instagram. I absolutely love that palette. But please, if you do try to do the highlighting and contour because of this video, then do send a picture on Instagram or tweet me a picture. Just make sure you tag me in it and I will come and like everything. But I do hope that this has been a really good help, and it does inspire you to play with makeup and experiment, because that's what I like to do. And I shall see you guys in the next video. Bye!